Hey everybody, Courtney here. Today I'm going to teach you how to make Toothless, the dragon, on the rainbow loom. This is a pretty complicated design, so you're going to need about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in order to make this. You're also going to need almost a full pack of black rubber bands. Alright, I think it uses up at least 400 bands, so you're going to need a lot. Before we start, I also made all his friends on the rainbow loom. Here's the nightmare dragon. I also made the two-headed one, Zippleback. The Natter. And the little Gronkle, I made him too. Or her, actually. But today I'm going to show you how to do Toothless, because obviously he's the best. Now, since I already made a black Toothless, I'm going to be doing a white one, okay? So you can do whatever color you want. As I'm using white, you're going to use black, okay? I'm actually using glow in the dark. You're also going to be needing one loom plus one extra column. The only time when we're going to be using the extra column is when we do the wings. So the rest of him, you only need a single loom. So hopefully you have a second loom, or you can borrow a row from somebody, because it's too complicated. You can technically make the wings with a single loom, but they don't look as nice. They would just be a little thinner, that's all. Alright, so let's start here. We are going to start with the legs first. Okay. So obviously I need a lot of bands. Alright. So in order for him to be able to stand, we have to make the legs pretty thick. So what I did with mine was I did triple bands, okay? So you're going to take 3 black bands. I'm using white again. You're using black or whatever other color. Remember, each time we're using 3. Okay. Then you're going to cap it off with a single band. For my Toothless, I did gray, so it looks like he has little toenails. You can do black or whatever color you want. Since I'm doing a white Nightfury, I'm going to do gray toenails. So whatever color you're using for the capping, it's a single band, and you're going to loop it 4 times around that peg. Okay? This is one leg. We're going to do this 3 more times. It doesn't matter where you put it on the loom, because we're going to be taking it off. But honestly, it's always easier to put it on the edge, because it's always easier to loom on the edge. You can pause this video at any time, obviously, if I'm going too fast or whatever. Cheapos, they gave me a broken band. I should get my money back. Okay. All right, so I made the 4 legs. Now I'm gonna loom them. Okay. So I'm going into the circle. Remember, I'm not going outside of it, I'm going into it. Hopefully you all know that already. If not, then you are a beginner with this, and hopefully you will not mess up on this. Okay. Oh, I also recommend that you use a metal hook, because chances are if you use the plastic one, it's gonna break if you're not careful. And honestly, it's not worth buying a million plastic ones when you can simply get a metal one at a craft store for like $1. That should last you a lot longer anyway, so honestly, don't even bother buying a million of the plastic ones if you can afford $1 for a metal one. Although the one I have is a little bit small, I should have gotten a bigger one. Oops. I missed one. You'll know if you miss one, hopefully. Stick that back on there. Okay, so once you finish looming them, you are going to take them off from the top. Okay. You can bind them with a toothpick if you want, but honestly, if you just lay them aside and don't touch them, they'll be fine. They won't come apart. So we're just putting them off to the side for now. Alright, so we finished the legs, and now we're going to move on to the tail. Alright, so we're starting at the top again. We're doing double bands, okay? So whatever color your Nightfury is, you're doing double bands. Not triple. We did triple with the legs, and now we're doing double. So you're going to do double bands 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the rest of the way down, except for this peg at the end, which I'll show you, don't worry, we're using a single band looped twice, because tails are narrower at the end than at the base, so it'll look like his tail's getting thinner as it goes down. So the rest of the way we're putting single bands that are double looped. We're going to leave this last one here empty. Okay, so you're going all the way down except for the last one. Alright, now we are going to do the fans on the tail. As you can see, there's one up here near the base of the tail and one at the end. So the one at the base is obviously all black or whatever color you're doing, same color as the tail. So for this part, we are doing double bands, okay, so 2 bands. So hopefully you can see what I did there. Okay. I went over, down 3, and then over again. And then I need to cap off the end here with a single band, rolled 4 times. Now I'm going to move to the other side. Okay, now we're going to do the fan at the bottom of the tail. Now if you're doing Toothless, he has a fake half on the left side. My computer is mirror imaging this, so it's going to show it on the right side, but it's actually on the left. So we're going to do his color on the right side and the fake color on the left side. So let's start with the real color first. Like we did with the bottom of the tail, we are doing a single band double looped. And we are putting that on the 4th peg from the bottom, going diagonally. And then we're going to go down. So it's the same thing we did up here. We're just double looping a single band instead of using 2 bands, that's all. Okay, then we gotta cap it off. Alright, now the other side is the fake side, so you can do whatever color you want. I did brown on mine because that was the color of the fake tail that Hiccup made for him in the beginning. You can do red too, which is the color of the tail at the end. I am going to be doing red. So again, single bands that are double looped. Need one more, hold on, just grab it. Alright. Actually, I need another one, because we gotta cap it off. Okay. Okay. Now we have to loom it, so we're gonna start at the bottom. So I did this one, now I'm going to move and do this one on the other side. Okay. Now the next one I have to loom is the one that's right underneath. So if you look, you see I have these bands from this one and also the 2 bands from this one. These are on top. So I always want to loom the ones on top first. Okay, this goes next. So I'm going to grab these first, and you'll be able to tell because it'll stretch out like that, which is what you want to see. Then I go in and loom this one. And I can go all the way up to here. Okay, now I'm going to go on the other side, same thing. The ones on the top under here is what I loom first. And then we can go straight up from here. Alright, I'm going to stop here once I finish looming the single band that was double looped. And I'm going to start here. At these ends here. So, loop up there. Sometimes you have to adjust the bands to make sure you grab the right ones. That's to be expected. Again, I'm starting with the bands on the top here. Then I go in and grab this one. Pretty much we're doing the same thing twice. Bands at the top go first. Okay, don't forget this part in here. You might think to go automatically here, but you don't want to forget these. Okay, I finished looming it. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the legs. I'm going to take it off from the top very carefully. Try not to snap any bands. I mean, at some point it's bound to happen. But if you're careful, hopefully you won't. Okay, so now we have the tail. So like we did with the legs, we're just going to put that aside carefully. You can stick a toothpick through it if you want. Now we're going to work on the wings. So you're going to need your extra row here. So all you got to do is just attach it to one side. Make sure that you're continuing the zigzag pattern here. Like, don't put it down here. Although actually I think you can, but just follow me and keep it up here. Okay. We are using double bands for the whole thing. And I just flipped them somewhere. Okay. So, just follow me. The whole thing is double bands. Okay, so I went down 7 times here. Then you're going to go down the next row. I believe 8 times. 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we're going to go down the next row. 2, 3, 4. Okay, So you went down 7 times, then you went down 8 times, and then you went down 8 times again. Now we are going to put bands here at the edge of the wing. Here again. And now we are going to be making the ridges at the end. This is why you needed the 4th row here in order to do this. If you only have a single loom, you're not going to be able to do that unless you know, skip a row or something. But then the wings will be thinner. So pretty much every other peg we're going to put double bands going diagonally. Give me another broken band. Cheapos. Okay. Alright, then we got to cap off each end 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have to put our horizontal bands on, otherwise the wing's gonna have holes in it, which we don't want, unless he's injured. So again, double bands, and we're gonna put our horizontal bands in. We're making triangles going all the way down. I'm gonna skip a row in between, because you don't really have to put one on everyone. If you really want to, you can, but honestly, as long as they're in there, the wing should be fine. Okay, so this is going to be one wing, alright? Now we got to start looming it. We're going to start at the ridges here. I think that's what they're called. I don't even know. So we're looming here, then we're going to go up to the next one and do that one. Then to the next one. And then to this one here. Okay. Alright, now we're going to be following this line here, along the edge. So I'm starting here, and I'm grabbing the top bands, which belong to this one here. You don't want to grab the bottom ones, because those belong to this guy. So pretty much we're just going to follow this edge. All the way up to the end of this row. So don't go diagonally yet, just finish this row, and then we're going to go to this next row here. We're going to finish this row. Then we're going to move this guy over here. Now we're going to do our last row here. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this one over Now what we have to do is we have to tie these together, otherwise it's all going to come apart when we take it off. So I need to take an extra band. I'm going to stick my hook down into the peg, hook this band on and pull it up. Okay. Then I'm going to bring this around, hold it with the thumb and grab this end and just pull it up. So pretty much it won't come detached when I pull it off. That's all this thing really does for now. Now we're going to take it off and hope and pray that it stays together and that I didn't miss anything. It looks okay so far. Again, this is only one wing, so we're going to have to do this again. Alright, cool. So I made one wing. Okay, sometimes you see a little bits of holes in there. I think if you actually put your horizontal bands on every peg, it'll help keep that hole from coming through like that, but it's good enough for me, so it's good enough. Alright, so making sure that this loop is big enough, I'm going to pull it a little bit and I'm going to put this aside, okay, with all the other parts of his body. Now we have to do it again for the second wing, so bear with me and we'll do it together again. So just, since I already explained it, just watch and follow. Remember, double bands. Hopefully I have enough bands for the rest of them. I'm pretty sure I do. So I'll find out. But I opened up a whole pack. Yeah, I have plenty. As long as you got a full pack or close to a full pack, you should have plenty. Don't forget to cap them off. And don't forget your horizontal bands, obviously. think it would be pretty cool to actually make this using the dragon scale pattern, but honestly I don't know how to do that. Kind of just bought this thing and decided to do whatever the heck I wanted with it. So if you can figure out a way to do that, that would be pretty cool, making a dragon with the dragon scale pattern. As long as it's not too flimsy. You'd have to make it pretty thick. It might also be neat to do it with the translucent rubber bands so that they look a little more shiny like real dragon scales. Looks like I messed something up here, but whatever. Okay. So you have your two wings. We're going to put those both aside. And now we are just going to make, before we do the main body, we just have to make his little puffy ear things. Okay? We got to make two sets of them. We got to make a small set and a big set. All right, you can see that, right? Okay, so we're going to start with the big set first. So you're going to do double bands. Now, actually, now you can take this off, this extra row here, because you don't need it anymore. Once you've done the wings, you don't need it. All right, so I'm taking my double bands, and I'm going to do 3 times. Okay, so these are for the bigger ears. Cap it off. Each one needs to be capped off. Four times. Okay. All right, then we gotta loom it. Okay, then pull it off. That's one ear. That's 2 ears. Now we gotta do the little ears, which is the same thing, but instead of double bands, we're double looping a single band. And I believe it's also 3 times. Yes, 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Cap it off. One, 2, 3. cap it off. Same thing, pull it off. Gently put it aside. Remember, these are double loops, so they can come undone more easily. So if you want to put a toothpick in there, go ahead. Alright, now we can move on to the main body and the head. And then we're going to attach all the body parts on, okay? Step by step. So we're going to start with the head. This whole thing is going to be double bands, okay? So we start at the top here. Double bands, double bands. We're going to go all the way down. Okay, now we're going to go back to the top. We're going to start with one side, whatever side you want. To make it easier, just follow me. This is kind of what we did with the tail. Very similar, actually. But what happens is when we add the eyes, and when we tie up the loose end a certain way, it'll make the head round, which is kind of cool. Right, and then I'm just going to put another set of double bands horizontally. We're going to make the eyes in a little bit. Okay, so this is going to be the head. We have to cap off. Actually, no, we don't have to cap these off. Forget that. Okay. So now we are going to, actually, you know what? Hold on, let me just check something really quick. You know what? I don't think we need these two on the edges. Yeah, we don't. Okay. So, here, bear with me. This is my first time doing this. Just take off these and then put these back on, this side first and then this side. Because this part is actually where we're going to attach the little ears. I wasn't thinking there, so. But we'll do that in a little bit. Okay. So now we are going to start the body. So we're going to, from the fourth peg from the top, we're going to start spreading out here. I'm going to do this side first. Okay, and then at the bottom here, I'm just going to bring it to the middle, like that. Remember, this whole thing is double bands, okay? Don't forget that. That's important. Now we're going to do the other side. Oops. And now I am going to put on my horizontal bands, starting here. So again, double bands. I'm actually going to put one on every row this time because I don't want the body to have holes. Okay. Alright, now we are going to attach the tail. Okay? Just so you know, this is the underside of the dragon. Okay? This is the back side. So we're pretending that he's laying on his back right now. So when you put the tail on, you want to put you want to make sure that the fake part of the tail is going to be on the left side when he's upright. So you're going to put it on the opposite side, this way. And remember that my computer is mirror imaged right now, so I'm putting mine on the wrong way, or you think it looks like the wrong way, but it's not. So you are going to put it on with the fake part of the tail on the right side. Alright, so pretty much I'm taking the tail, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my hook through all the loops, and I'm going to just hook it on there. Make sure it's looped right. Okay. And now I'm going to start looming it. Take your time and stay with me because there's certain parts here that you have to stop and put other parts of the body on. Remember to go with the top first. The top bands go first. And I'm going to take the bottom, this one. So if you did this correctly, you should have a circle right here. Alright, now I'm going to do once on this side and once on this side. Now I'm going to attach the legs to these two pegs, the back legs. If you attach them before you loop these, if you attach them here instead of after this, the legs are going to be flat. Instead of him being able to stand, they're going to be sprawled out, like he's laying down. So if you want him to be laying, you know, put them on before you loop this one. But I want him to stand, so I'm going to loop this first, and this one, and then I'm going to put the legs on. So I'm going to grab a leg, I'm going to make sure I put my hook through all 6 loops, and you're going to look at the leg, okay? These are the toenails, so we want these to be facing this direction. If you put it on this way, his legs are going to be backward, which is not good. So just watch me carefully here. Very carefully. I want to stick this on here. Oops, I put it on the wrong one. Forgive me. It's supposed to go on this one. Okay, and I'm going to turn it like that. So it should be angled that way. It should automatically bend like that. I don't know why it does that, but it does, which is a cool effect. And then we're going to put the other one on. Okay, so again, make sure the toenails are going to be facing front. Stick that on. Okay, so we have the back feet attached. Now we can continue looming. Do not forget this one in the middle. Alright, this is tricky because you gotta get underneath the legs and make sure you grab the right ones. Pretty sure this is correct. You want to grab the ones all the way at the bottom. Okay, it's okay if the leg moves up. Don't even worry about that. Except I missed a loop, so I'm going to go back and fix that. So, hold on one sec. Looks like I missed a loop on the leg when I attached it, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Sometimes you have to go back and fix your mistakes. Make sure I get it through all 6 here. Okay, so I'm gonna reattach this. Okay. All right, let's try that again. Make sure you only grab 2 and make sure they're the right 2. Tell me I did it again. I did do it again, what the heck? Keep messing up his leg. Yeah, I missed the bottom one. This is the tricky part because his legs are so thick that if you miss one, like I missed the bottom one here, it's a big pain in the butt, but bear with me because we all make mistakes. And okay, I'm going to push this down. Let's see if that helps. Got them all? I got them all. I don't got them all. This is very tricky, making sure that I get them all on the right side. Alright, I think I got it that time. Go all the way down, grab the 2, bring them up. Perfect, finally! Now hopefully I didn't make the same mistake on this side. I think it looks alright. Make sure I only grab the bottom 2. Bring it up. Alright, we're making progress. I'm gonna keep moving. You can move along with me or do one side first, but make sure you watch me because I'm gonna stop again to do the front legs. Make sure you do not miss any part. Let me just check something here. Okay. Just checking something. Alright. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna stop when I get to the 5th peg from the top. So I'm gonna loop it up to the 5th peg and then I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get these 2 so I don't forget. Alright, I'm also gonna get this one here. So I looped up to here. Alright, front legs are not going here. They're not going at the shoulder. They're going one below the shoulder, okay? Otherwise, it's gonna look like they're attached to his neck. So same thing, we're gonna grab a leg, put our hook through all 6 loops. Make sure it's facing the right way. Try to get all the loops over. One side, then the other. Oh, I put it on the wrong one. I apologize. It's supposed to go up 1. I keep doing that. They're going on the 5th peg from the top. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm not paying attention here. Okay. There we go. All right, now, think for a sec. Before I loop it, or loom it, whatever, I'm going to attach the wings, okay? The wings I'm going to attach to the shoulder joint. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to take the loop that we used to connect everything, and I'm going to loop it over these three here. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one on the other side. Like that. Now, when we take this off, these are going to be kind of loose and hanging around, and I'm going to show you how to tighten them to the body. But for now, we're just going to leave them like this. And then we can loom the peg that the foot is on. So you're going to go all the way to the bottom and take that up. Okay. Okay. Then I honestly don't think it matters which one you do first, whether you do this one, or this one, but I'm going to do the one that's on the top here first, so I'm going to go down here. If you followed me precisely, then you can just keep following me precisely so that it's exactly the same. Okay. And we can do the neck. This is why you need a strong hook, because if I used a plastic one, it probably would have just broken right there, because that was a thick group of bands to get through. Okay, once I've loomed this one, I'm going to attach the small ears to these two pegs here. The small ones. The large ones we're going to do after we pull him off. So these are, make sure you get your hook through all 4 of the loops. And then you're just going to stick it onto this peg here, like that. Same thing with the other side. Okay. And then we can continue to loom. Alright, so first I'm going to do this side. Remember, you start with the bands that are on top, okay, which is this one. Now, okay, let me think for a second here. Okay, I'm going to be making and attaching the eyes now, okay? So, I'm going to take off these 2 horizontal bands, put them aside for a second, and you need to decide what color you want the eyes to be. The real Toothless has green eyes. Since I'm making an albino Nightfury, I'm going to do blue eyes. Right, so you're going to need 4 bands of whatever color eyes you want, and then 2 black bands, 1 for each pupil. This can be a frustrating part of the project, but I can kind of try to help you out and show you a technique on how to do this, so I'm going to put this aside for a sec while I show you. You're going to take your color, and you're going to loop it 4 times around your hook. 4 times, and then you're going to push it down. Then you're going to take a black band. 4 times around, push it down so it's next to the blue or whatever, green, whatever color you're using. Then you're going to take another color. Down. So this is going to be one eye. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need the black. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So each one should have been looped around 4 times. So these are going to be your 2 eyes. Now I'm going to take my 2 white bands that were the horizontal bands, This is the tricky part, okay? I'm gonna hook them around the hook and pull tight and maneuver the other ones. I'm actually gonna put it in my middle finger. I'm not giving you the finger, I'm just showing you what to do. You're gonna pinch these and pull them through so that they end up on your white bands like this. But you have to hold on to the end of the white band or attach it to something so it doesn't come loose. And you're going to do that with all of these. So you're going to pull out, pull up, pull out and pull up. 3, so I have one eye on. This takes a while the first time you try it, so don't get frustrated. I move quickly. You can pause the video. Also try not to let the bands go on the hook. Okay. Sometimes I can only grab 2 at a time, so I gotta really get them over. Okay, one more. This is also why I like using a small metal hook, because it is easier using a smaller hook to do this part. Okay, I have the eyes on. I'm gonna grab my loom and I am going to hook this on here. Okay, then I'm going to hook the other end onto here. Okay, so the second peg's down, I hooked both ends on. Then I have to very carefully spread the eyes apart. Sometimes this can be frustrating too. And you want to get in between the eyes and you want to grab 2 of the bands. It doesn't matter which 2 you grab, but you want to grab 2. If I can, hopefully I can grab them somehow. Okay. And you want to hook them over. So you're going to get 2 bands behind the peg and 2 bands in front. So it ends up like this. Okay. Alright, now we can continue to loom. If you need to pause the video to work on your eyes, please do so. Do not forget to loom anything, because if you do, your whole project will be messed up and you're going to be really sad. Happened to me and I was so annoyed. So before you pull it off, you want to make sure you loom everything. Okay, I'm going to make sure when I loom this part that I don't catch the eye bands here. I don't know if you can see, there's these bands, you want to not grab those. Okay, I'm going to loom this one, then this one, and then this one here. Okay, so my whole thing should be loomed now. I'm just going to check. Okay, and we attached everything so far except the big ears. Now I can peel him off, but first, like we did with the wings, we're going to stick our hook through the top peg, grab a white band, hook it on, pull it through, and do your little half knot, whatever, to keep those bands together. Okay, then I can peel them off. The neck is thin, that's fine, it's supposed to be like that. Hopefully I don't think I missed this one. I guess I'll find out. I don't think I did, but... This is always very nerve-wracking, this part. Very careful. Gotta be very careful. Okay. So if you did the legs correctly, you'll see that they actually point in the right direction, and the tail should be with the fake tail to the left. You might want to adjust the face a little bit. So this is going to be the top of the head. So I'm gently pushing the eyes up. Okay, you want to make sure the eyes are big. He's got big eyes. I'm going to take this loose end and I'm going to just wrap it around his head. Okay, and you want to get around his little horns, or his little ears, like that. And what that does is it helps to round the end of the nose too. So his nose will come down a little bit. Then we have 2 steps left. We just want to attach the wings a little better, and then we're going to add his big ears on, okay? So first I'm going to attach the wings a little better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 2 more bands, whatever color he is. And this, I mean, there's not a strict rule on how to do this, but I kind of go in to the first knot here in his wing. Just kind of stick my hook in there anywhere. Try to get an even amount of bands on each side. But, let's see. Okay, so I kind of went into the little nub there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn that around. I'm going to go in this way. Hold on. Okay. So you're going to go in from the outside to the inside. And then you're going to take like a section from his back. Like maybe like right behind his leg. Stick your hook through there. Take a white, whatever color you're using band. You're going to pull it through all of these. This can be a little tricky, but it's not as frustrating as the eyes. And you're going to, kind of like how you tied off his nose at the end, you're going to do the same thing on the wing. I missed a band here somewhere. Alright. Ignore this band. I messed up on the wing at some point, so I'm just going to kind of grab that with this one. So you're going to grab it around your finger and you're going to wrap it around his wing. So you're going to stick his wing through so that it stays. So the only way that it can come apart is if somebody, like, you know, wraps it around, which they shouldn't really see. So same thing with the other wing. Go from the outside. Stick my hook through. Stick my hook through part of his body here. Okay, grab my band. Pull it through. Okay. Pull, tighten, and wrap around the wing. Okay. This makes his wings a little sturdier. See, I did mess up on this wing, so it's a little rough, but so instead of him only being attached at this point, now he's attached here, which keeps him from flopping around too much, the wings. And the only step we have left now is to attach the large ears. So you want to grab those, stick your hook through the loops. I'm going to go to the bands the white bands next to his eyes. Okay. I'm going to take, there's 4 white bands that I can see clearly right next to his eyes. I'm going to take the outer 2. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's the outer 2. Actually, hold on. Redo. Take the ear off. First, stick your hook through the outer band, through the 2 bands. Then attach this. I'm pretty sure this is how I did it. Okay, then you're gonna pull it against the end, bring that through. This is the tricky part. So right now you have the ear like through the side of the face. You're gonna take your ear, open up this section here, and push it through. Kind of making like a half knot with the ear. I don't know how else to explain it. And then you tighten it, and pull. Sometimes the ear faces the wrong way. You can kind of twist it and hopefully it'll face upward like that. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So I'm going to first go to the 2 outer bands next to the eye, push my hook through, go through the loops in the ear, pull those down. Oops. Let's try that again. Oh, okay. This takes a lot of skill sometimes, so don't be frustrated if it doesn't come out perfect the first time. Sometimes. Gosh, how do I do this? Go through. Okay, I think I have it through. Okay. So, I have the ear through the bands in the face. Again, I'm gonna, oops, open up the hole by my hook. Okay, with my finger, stick the ear through and pull. And I messed up, figures. Oh wait, no I didn't. Did I? Oh, no I didn't. Okay. And then you can just adjust him as you want, and hopefully he turned out alright. For your first time, you can always do it again and change things around, whatever you want to do. And we have our little Toothless, or Nightfury, whatever color he is. And that's it. I might make a couple videos on how to do the other dragons in the group, like the Nightmare and the Gronkle. But for now we got Toothless. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope your Toothless looks absolutely adorable.